Unspoken Issues.
All right, who's ready for some random 90s comic book action? I know I am. Just kind of randomly grabbing some issues today. I found a Ultraverse ashcan called Malibu Ashcan Rafferty. It's got this smug-looking guy on the front of it, black hair, goatee, leather jacket, big knife in his hand, leather pants, big shiny belt buckle, massive toothy grin. So I was like, well, what is this? I've never heard of Rafferty before. I'm familiar with all the other mainstays in the Ultraverse. Prime, Manta? Is it Manta? Or Mantis? Lord Pumpkin. Ultra Force, Hard Case. So I was like, what is this Rafferty stuff? And looking through the ashcan, it looks like this is going to be an event that is occurring through 1994 to early 1995 Malibu Comics. And I know that Black September happens in 95. This is kind of gearing up in the last bit of Malibu's Ultraverse years. There's a checklist about midway through the Rafferty Saga. The checklist starts in August of 94 with Firearm number 12, which is the first appearance of Rafferty. And then it looks like he is going to be showing up in all the issues up to issue 18, which is February of 95 of Firearm. So it's Firearm number 12 through Firearm 18. And he'll be making other appearances and a few other books too. And the checklist says the Rafferty blood-splatter cover icon. So if you see a cover of a Malibu Ultraverse comic that has a little blood splatter icon, then you know Rafferty's involved. So I thought, why not? Let's take a few Unspoken Issues episodes and focus on Rafferty. Now, it'll just be me tonight, getting things started here. I want to read to you here the beginning of this ashcan, give you a good sense of who Rafferty is. Rafferty. Alec Swan, codenamed Firearm, has faced the most bizarre and powerful ultras over the years, both as a member of the Lodge and as a private investigator. In the Rafferty Saga, Swan has finally met his match. Writer James Robinson has created the perfect foil for Firearm, a character who, like Swan, is not an ultra. The 7-month multi-issue story arc begins with the new art team of Ben Herrera and Mike Christian in Firearm number 12 and will span across several other Ultraverse titles including Freex, The Nightman, Prime, Warstrike, Sludge, and Ultraverse premiere from August 1994 through February of 1995. Rafferty is a killer who hates ultras and aims to systematically kill them off one by one. Dressed in black leather and favoring a knife as his weapon of choice, he fits the description of a dark flip side to Alec Swan. To capture the nature of this character, editor Hank Canals and writer James Robinson chose Howard Chaykin, the designer of Swan, to create the evil. Rafferty's appearance in Firearm number 12 marks the beginning of a 7-issue story arc called the Rafferty Saga. In the course of the arc, a selection of established characters will be killed, sending shockwaves throughout the entire Ultraverse. Swan and Rafferty are two sides of the same coin. One is good and one is evil. Rafferty is very much Swan's Professor Moriarty. If you are familiar with the fate of Sherlock Holmes when he encountered Moriarty, that's a clue to Swan's ultimate destiny when he battles Rafferty. As far as the effect Rafferty has on other Ultraverse titles, Freex writer Gerard Jones said the appearance of Rafferty enables me to pull off a major plot chain that will turn the direction of Freex. It will force the Freex to reevaluate who they are and what they're doing. Rafferty kills a key Freex team member, but Jones described an even more powerful event. Rafferty may be the only assassin in the Ultraverse who could kill Prime, said Jones of the character he co-writes with Len Straczewski. Firearm artist Ben Herrera said Rafferty is death pure and simple. Mike Christian and I are excited to sink our artistic teeth into this series. Robinson says this will be an adventure that will go all over America at a whirlwind pace. The Rafferty Saga is also Robinson's ultimate tribute to action director John Woo, who inspired him in the character's creation. He will be going full circle by bringing in many characters from past adventures. Some who appeared in Incidental will actually become leading characters. Robinson said, I've been doing single-issue stories in Firearm for a while now, and I really wanted something more epic in its scope. For that, I needed a truly epic villain, and I have created one in Rafferty. Canals said James has crafted something very special with this storyline. The first year of stories all come together in a way that will just leave readers stunned. In closing, Robinson said this 7-part story arc is the ultimate adventure for Alec Swan. If you thought he had it tough before, wait until you see him face Rafferty. Each Ultraverse title participating in the Rafferty Saga will feature a special cover icon, a numbered blood splatter, for easy reader identification on the comic book rack. The Rafferty Saga will begin in Firearm number 12 in August of 1994 and end in Firearm number 18 in February of 1995. Now, what's interesting about this is this ends Firearm. So when we hit issue 18, that's the end. There's no more Firearm issues after this. There is a codename Firearm that appears to hit shelves in mid-1995, but this story is going to end out Firearm altogether. So let's get into this. Might be a good idea to find some details on who Firearm is. All right, we're heading over to Marvel Fandom. Oh, they've got it listed as Alec Swan. Oh, it goes by Alec. Small entry here on MarvelFandom.com. Russell Greene contacted private investigator Firearm to find his kidnapped son before informing him that his son is actually Prime. Whoa, big twist there. Firearm then identified that it was Colonel Samuels who kidnapped Kevin and stealthily crept into the Samuels military compound. That's all we're going to get on Alec Swan here. Wow. Swan used a variety of weapons over his career and has even improvised on occasion until it was sabotaged by Rafferty. He had relied on a special gun he had received from the Lodge, with a capital L. The weapon provided him with a variety of destructive options, from large caliber rounds, full auto fire, to explosive charges. Firearm number 12. Here we go. So you'll just get to listen to me talk about what I'm seeing here as I read the issue. At the top of the cover, the Rafferty Saga begins. We see the little blood splatter and it says prologue. Got a big knife with a skull at the end of the hilt, and the knife is buried into a picture, which I assume is probably Firearm. Our creative team, front cover, Robinson, Herrera, and Christian. Mentioned those names earlier. We are in a room. I assume this is Firearm here, who's laying down. I can't tell if he's laying with a girl. The girl is kind of hugging him. It looks like she has wings. Yeah, she definitely has wings. Probably fell asleep after a passionate night. Our lady's name is Ellen. Yes, it says, yeah, it's Ellen. You've already met her. And yes, her wings did indeed grow. So this is interesting because it's like Firearm is talking to the reader, telling us that he'd rather not go on any adventures today. We're switching scenes here to a very large building that's on fire. Almost looks like a courthouse or something. And a lady by the name of Sandra Kay, who I think may have started the fire. This is a weird narration versus speech bubble. The narration says, and for Sandra, it doesn't get any better. She walks back through this alley and she starts talking to herself. She goes, well, actually it does, come to think of it, but I'm about to fix that too. Who's she talking to here? She's going to light a cigarette. The cigarette was laced with poison, and Rafferty was the one that did it. Poisoned the cigarette. As soon as she inhaled it, she goes up in flames, burning herself to death. Now we switch scenes to Philadelphia. See a young man who's flying in the air. He apparently just told his father that he was an Ultra that morning. Rafferty shoots him with an arrow out of the sky, killing this young kid. Now we're in Chicago. Here we meet Clive Sanders, who apparently is a writer. He is also an Ultra, but can't seem to... Apparently he doesn't want to be an Ultra. And don't worry, he's not an Ultra for long, because a big knife comes straight through the air right into his chest. He's dead. Now we're in Detroit. There is a bank robber named Lucas firing his gun at a bunch of police, and all of a sudden he explodes. It's more like a bunch of green energy kind of explodes out of his mouth and his eyes and his insides. It reminds me of Luke Cage. And Rafferty put something in his sandwich at lunch, and it just went off and killed this guy. We have Dana Bradley. Oh, gets shot in the head. So I'm guessing these people that are getting taken out here are people that have shown up in the book before. It's mentioned here that Dana Bradley was apparently had hired Firearm. Yeah, the woman who hired Alec Swan to find her husband and daughter, and then decided at the very, 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 very last minute that she didn't care, didn't want them after all. She gets shot. Right Man and the devilish Dr. Z. They're fighting and fighting. The fight goes on and on until today. Their 12 rounds are up, and there's a large explosion. Each one of these kills is like a full page. That's pretty cool. I mean, like when Dana gets shot, they don't hold back. You can tell the bullet went through the right side of her head and outside the left. We get this big explosion, and the decision goes to Rafferty. All right, we have a couple arguing over taking dance lessons. This young lady wants her boyfriend to meet her dance instructor so they can both take dance lessons. Guy by the name of Ramon, and they walk in, and he is, guess, dead on the floor. Now we're underwater. Charles Kingsley, a water baby, makes his home in the Florida Keys. Oh, man, come on, dude. Jeez. This kid is just like swimming undersea, looking at a little crab, an undersea ultra hero. Unfortunately, this is as grown up as Charlie's going to get, and he gets a harpoon through the back. Gosh. And it's a kid, too. David Kane, war photographer, best there is. His ultra abilities, agility, enhanced senses, they help him stay alive. They help him get the shots. David likes to do his own dark room work. He likes the quiet and the calm, this time away from the fighting. Little does he, could he know, he'd be safer on the battlefield. And there he lies, dead. Jeez, just kill a body after body. Gil Ruiz, dead. Don't know who this guy is. Apparently a mountain climber. Doesn't climb with anything but bare hands and bare feet. He is impaled on a rock. This guy looks to be a weightlifter. Be careful who you ask to spot you as well. He's got this weight bar laying across his neck. Here we have a young hero by the name of Lash. Stops some crime, it looks like. He's off on a rooftop, jumps across the roof, and then this dude grabs him by the head, uses the knife, and slits the dude's throat. Oh, Rafferty was coming. Now he's here. James Robinson writer, Ben Herrera penciler, Mike Christian inker, Patrick Owsley on letters. Mantra, not Manta. Mantra. Not Manta or Mantis. Sorry, I just got back to the ads here. Wow, that was a comic right there. My goodness. I guess Firearm told us he didn't want to go on any adventures today, and he didn't. This was all Rafferty's book right here, just killing ultras left and right. Well, that's a way to bring him in. All right, we'll have to see what's next for old Rafferty. Stay tuned. Well, let's not hold back here. Let's get into Firearm number 13. We see the blood splatter there with the number 1. Cover shows a team of some type of strike team taking their shots at Firearm. Firearm is jumping sideways and unloading his weapon, trying to avoid getting shot. It looks like somebody got shot laying on the ground. We get a full page splash of Alec kissing Ellen. She's getting ready to get on a flight heading to Vegas. Oh, he's in love. He's worried about losing her. She has wings. I guess she's an ultra. And apparently Firearm can't believe that he's in love with a ultra. This is a funny piece of dialogue. As he's thinking to himself, a bleeding ultra. Would you Adam and Eve it? Not a question. It's just a statement. I thought it would be like, can you believe it? Would you Adam and Eve it? Ellen doesn't want to go. They're in love. She's crying. Oh, snap, man. Right before a flight, she drops the I love you, Alec. And he's like, yeah, I better go, love. You'll miss your plane if you don't scarper. Scarper? Okay. Clearly, he is from a different continent. Scamper, maybe, but scarper if you don't scarper? Oh, what a weird choice of words. Doesn't give her the I love you back. Oh, dude. I kind of dig how he does break the fourth wall. Yeah, that's right. We've changed scene in mid-page. Pay attention. Now they're in Philadelphia. Samuel Garrett's office. Oh, this is that young boy we saw in the prologue. This is his father, where he had told his father he was an ultra and he got killed. Sam is putting his money to good use in hiring Alec to find out who killed his son. We know who did that already. So I need to find his killer. I'm not asking you to kill him or anything. Just locate him, please. And Alec thinks to himself, I have a feeling. I've just made a terrible mistake. He gets a phone call from Rafferty. He sent Alec a cell phone. Ooh, you want the killer to Ben Garrett? You're talking to him. And Rafferty asks him if he likes ultras. He's like, well, I like some of them. Others I don't. And Rafferty's like, I'm going to kill all of them. Slowly but surely, one at a time. And you're going to see me do it. Well, so Rafferty's going to play games with him. He's going to send him clues so Alec can get there before he does and try to save him. Oh, he's like, all right, you know what? Here, to get things started, I'll just give you the time and location and the target of my next hit. And all you got to do is try to stop me. It looks like Alec has hit a plane and is in Georgia now. Darren Lynch, guess that's the target. This guy's pretty old, 70 years old. but usually laid low, didn't become a superhero over anything. Oh, he has the ability to transmute one object to another. Water to wine, lead into gold. Son, I got me an army. Got more protection than a condom factory. So this guy's got security, big mansion already. He doesn't need Alec to kind of watch over him. And Alec's like, I'm not even going to charge you. I'll be here. Looks like as we go into nighttime, one of the security guards is out. We got more than Rafferty showing up here. We got a whole strike team. I guess this is that strike team we saw on the front. Firearm goes outside, just starts pulling a trigger. Bad joke. So we're down in Georgia. This guy's got peach trees. He jumps out of a tree. He's definitely jumping. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling just peachy. And there are a bunch of peaches just falling all over the place. Yeah, we got a big firefight here. He keeps slipping on the peaches. He fell down. It's funny. And Firearm ends up retreating, finding some cover. I'm starting to see some of the John Woo here. So he decides that since he can't keep his footing, he's just going to get on the ground and slide and start pulling the trigger. He starts taking out some of these dudes. Yeah, he's taking them out left and right. Sometimes I even surprise myself. Alec gets a phone call, and Rafferty says he doesn't use guns. They're for fools and cowards and henchmen. Oh, okay. This was issue number 1. It's referencing killing some guy named Warstrike, and it says see Warstrike number 6 for details. Shh. I'm going to bring up Warstrike just to see. I'm going to be kind of upset. The checklist here doesn't have Warstrike number 6 showing up until the next round, which is in October. So I don't know. But he's already saying that he killed him. He says his days of war and pain are over, Alec. You killed him dead? As a dodo, that's where I was. Oh, nice. Nice going. So the end of this here, Rafferty's like, do you eat dinner with Lynch? And he's like, yeah, we had pork. And then Rafferty's like, oh yeah, there was a little something else. About that time, Lynch falls over dead. He's been poisoned. Our creative team here, James Robinson writing, Steve Carr penciling, Mike Christian on inks, Patrick Owsley lettering, Moose Ballman, which I don't think I mentioned their name last time, but they're on color design. Interior colors, Violent Hues with Ruth Yashapur. Rafferty says he's heading to New York to kill 2 more Ultras. 2 Ultras in 2 days. And Alec is left wondering which ones. And that's it. Let's see what's going to happen next. Tune in next time as we get into October. October is Firearm number 14 and Warstrike number 6. As we just learned, it sounded like Warstrike got killed in number 6. Real quick, let's just figure out the answer to this. I want to know. Like I said, this was number 1. The checklist has it listed as what should be number 1, I would assume. It doesn't have that there, but I'm really curious what is on the front of Warstrike number 6. All right, Warstrike goes to November of 1994. So October of 94 is Warstrike number 6. Yes, there is a Warstrike number 7. What's our number 6 say? It just says guest starring Rafferty. So, okay. All right, we'll I guess get a glimpse into the past when we read issue number 6 of Warstrike. We also have Firearm number 14 on the agenda too. All right then.
Thanks for joining us. Unspoken Issues is part of the UnspokenDecade.com, the home for 90s comics, blogs, and podcasts. Unspoken Issues also has a Facebook group you can join if you are interested. Just search the Unspoken Issues podcast and request to join. All of this would not be possible without W2Mnet.com, so make sure to seek them out for more podcasts. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please feel free to share, and we look forward to entertaining you again soon.